Hello, my dear doctor. I'm Dr. Sumanto Kumar Saha as a chairman and course coordinator of SS Academy. I've come forward to give and provide the general information of MRCP UK. My dear doctor, the MRCP UK is a membership of Royal College of Physicians of the United Kingdom. Yes, my dear doctor, today I would like to share the important informations regarding the MRCP UK examinations, including the exam formats, exam fees, and exam centers, and whatever the information that are really needed that I'd like to share all of you, doctors, my dear. Yes, my dear doctor, whenever we think about the MRCP UK exam, the first question arises in your mind, that is where I can sit the MRCP UK exam. Yes, my dear doctor, you'll be glad to know that there are many centers available in all over the world. In the different parts of the United Kingdom, the centers are available. Other than United Kingdom, the centers are available in Bangladesh, in India. You'll be glad to know that in India, there are few centers available. Especially, I would like to emphasize, it is in Kolkata, in New Delhi, in Bangalore, in Kochi, in Chennai. So you can see it in any of them center. And you'll be glad to know that other than these centers, there are the centers available in Kuwait, Malaysia, Singapore, Sri Lanka, United Arab Emirates, Dubai, and altogether. Yes, my dear doctor, regarding the exam formats, you may be heard about. The MRCP UK examination is consisted of the three steps: MRCP UK Part 1, and MRCP UK Part 2 written, and also MRCP UK PACES exam. Yes, my dear doctor, I'd like to talk a short brief the exam formats regarding the MRCP UK Part 1. Yes, my dear doctor, the MRCP UK Part 1 exam is held on in a single day, and the exam is consisted of the two papers of the 200 questions altogether. Each paper will contain the 100 questions, and each paper will have the duration of the 3 hours. So the first paper will have to appear for the 3 hours, and the second papers will have the 3 hours. In between there will be a break. And each of the questions pattern, call it, there is a SBA, means the single best answer, my dear. You'll have the 5 options, and among them, the single answer that you have to put on them. And you'll be glad to know that there will be no negative marking. And my dear doctor, you'll be glad to know that MRCP UK Part 2 written exam format is just the same like the MRCP UK Part 1, like that you'll have the two papers consisting of the 100 questions, 3 hours, in between there will be the break, and the exam and the question formats will be the single best answer. And the third steps, my dear, the PACES exam, we call it the practical assessment of clinical examination skills. It does mean that you will be assessed the clinical skills, my dear. There are lots of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The 7 skills will be assessed in the exams, my dear. And you have to pass through the 5 important stations. We call it the station 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have to go through them and you'll be assessed on that way. Overall, that you will be assessed the clinical skills in the PACES exam. Regarding the passing marks of your exams, MRCP UK Part 1, you have to score 540. What does it mean? It does mean that you have to correct 65% and more of that to pass your exam, my dear. For the Part 2 written, the passing mark is the 454. It does mean that you have to score at least 60% of the correct answer that you need to do. And in PACES exam, that you need to score 130 out of 172 marks, my dear. Regarding the exam sessions, my dear, there are the 3 sessions in each and every year for the MRCP UK Part 1, for the Part 2 written, and also the PACES exam. For the MRCP UK Part 1, the exams are held in the month of January, May, and September in each and every year. So you can choose any one of them based on preparations. So my dear doctor, listen very carefully regarding the training. After MBBS, you will have the 1-year training. that is internship outside the UK that we call it. So 1 year training that you'll be eligible to appear for the MRCP UK Part 1. Now the question that you need to have another training to appear for the MRCP UK Part 2 written or clinical part. This is according to the Royal College of Physicians that you need to have at least a 2 years training before appearing the MRCP UK Part 2 written and clinical exam. The thing is that if you have the training or clinical experiences at least 2 years after MBBS, you will be eligible to appear for the MRCP Part 2 written or clinical exams. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you need the training in between Part 1, Part 2 written and clinical part. Regarding application procedure, my dear, you can apply online for the MRCP UK Part 1, Part 2 written and the clinical part through the official website of Royal College of Physicians of United Kingdom. This is one of the important questions that I'd like to share, my dear, that how many attempts that you can sit or you can appear for the MRCP UK Part 1, for the Part 2 written and the clinical exams. The answer is you can appear 6 times, means the 6 attempts for the MRCP UK Part 1, 6 attempts once again for the Part 2 written and 6 attempts for the PACES exam. But mind you, listen very carefully. You will have only the 7 years after passing the MRCP UK Part 1 to finish the total MRCP UK journey. Is there any age bar to appear the MRCP UK Part 1 or MRCP UK examinations? The answer is no, my dear doctors. There is no age bar to appear for the MRCP UK Part 1 exams. So yes, any doctors after passing the MBBS, having the experiences, clinical experiences, training, anybody can appear for the MRCP exams. For appearing the MRCP UK Part 1, IELTS is necessary or not? Another important question that people usually ask. The answer is no, my dear doctor. For MRCP UK Part 1 appearing, IELTS is not required. But yes, my dear doctor, IELTS or English requirements or English proficiency requirements is needed for registration of General Medical Council of UK, my dear. Yes, my dear doctor, with MRCP UK, you can do work in UK. Yes, there are lots of opportunities now in UK that with the MRCP UK that you can do work in UK. And also that you need to know, my dear, you don't need to go through the PLAB procedure. It does mean the registration exam of Professional Linguistic Assessment Board exam. Means that if you have the MRCP UK in your hands, which is postgraduate medical qualifications, you'll get the exemption from the PLAB exams. Means you just having the MRCP UK, you can appear for the registration from the GMC and you'll get the registration. You'll get the exemption from the PLAB exam. The overseas doctors living outside the UK don't need to go to UK to complete the MRCP UK nowadays. The question is why? Because the MRCP UK exams, Part 1, Part 2 written, and the clinical exams like the PACES exams, the exam centers are available outside the UK. And to finish your degree like the MRCP UK, you don't need to train yourself in UK to appear the exam like the MRCP UK. Means you can train yourself at home in your own country and at your own hospitals under the supervision of guidance of your supervisor properly, adequately and effectively so that you can appear for the exam like the MRCP UK Part 1 or the Part 2 written and the critical exams. So you don't need to go to UK. How the SS Academy is helping to prepare the candidates for the MRCP UK examinations, including the MRCP UK Part 1, Part 2 written, and the clinical exams like the PACES exams. My dear, you'll be glad to know that we have the MRCP UK Part 1 course, we have the Part 2 written course, and we have the PACES course. And you'll be glad to know that the courses not only for the national candidates, the people are doing at home at the class to do the course like the MRCP UK Part 1 for the Part 2 written and the clinical course. We call it the regular courses. But other than these national candidates enjoying the courses at home, we have the online courses for the international candidates. You'll be glad to know that more than 100 countries, the doctors from the different parts of the world now enjoying this course for the MRCP UK Part 1, for the Part 2 written, and the PACES course, my dear. And getting the success in the first attempt, my dear. And we got more than 100% success rate in most of the diets in the last 10 years. I have tried my best level to share all the general informations regarding the MRCP UK examinations, and as well the SS Academy, how they are contributing to prepare the candidates for the best possible way to pass the exams like the MRCP UK Part 1, Part 2 written, and the clinical exams in their first attempts. So my dear doctor, if you have any of the queries, don't feel any kinds of hesitations to ask us. We are always will give you the best support to give you the right answers at the right point. Thank you very much.